in Moscow is trying to continue the legacy of her dead son by producing grandchildren he'll never see. But despite Russia's relatively liberal position on surrogacy, she'll still have to overcome several obstacles as the legal aspects on the issue remain unclear. Matt Trezor has the story.
Natalia Klimova's home is filled with the memory of the son she lost.
After suffering horribly, he died in my arms on October 27, 2009.
Artyom was 19 when he died of Hodgkin's lymphoma, an aggressive type of cancer. Before chemotherapy, doctors suggested he freeze some of his sperm in case the treatment led to infertility. After he died, his mother Natalia knew there was still a chance to continue his genetic legacy.
The very moment he died on my hands, when his heart stopped, my first thought was, yes, I want a continuation of my son. I want grandchildren.
She decided to hire a surrogate mother to bear the embryo made from her son's sperm and a donor's egg. That was when she entered the murky waters of Russia's surrogacy laws.
In my case, there were several problems. I would be setting a precedent as a grandmother, raising her grandchildren this way. I insist on being the grandmother, not the mother. Mothers have often used the sperm of their sons to raise their grandchildren, but from the legal point of view, they have no right to register them as grandchildren, so they register them as children instead.
Experts say Russian surrogacy legislation is not well codified and typically relies on precedents set by previous cases.
There's no specific law in Russia on surrogacy, so lawyers simply work with the various articles regulating the registration of such children. The only necessary condition is a written agreement between the client parents and surrogate mother, which of course must be drawn up by lawyers.
Among the law's other obstacles is that children born to surrogate mothers are their legal children until they sign them over to the genetic parents.
Until the baby's registered, the surrogate mother is considered his or her mother. She can decide to keep the baby or even have an abortion. This is not fair and needs to be changed.
Svitnev says legislators are working on a draft law called the Reproductive Rights of Citizens to clear up such matters. Hopefully it can do this for Natalia, who's found a donor egg, a surrogate mother, and hope all in one woman, Anna.
My decision to become a surrogate mother was incidental, as I had intended to give my ovule. Eventually, after I submitted by application of my ovule, I received a phone call that evening with a proposal that I become a surrogate mother for Natalia.
If the implantation procedure is successful, Anna says she's fine with the idea of giving up the child to Natalia. Experts say it's common for Russian women to earn about $15,000 to become surrogates.
I will give up the child because I feel it's not my child, not my flesh and blood.
Experts say despite these difficulties, Russia's surrogacy legislation is among Europe's most liberal. They hope that with a bit more clarification, either through law or further precedent, that the rights of genetic parents and the surrogate mothers will be fully protected. Matt Trezor, RT, Moscow.
Alexander Ivanov, a lawyer specializing in surrogate cases, says that he believes the method might become more common than natural means of conception.
We have about 20 requests from people seeking a surrogate mother every week, and their number is only rising. And this is just the beginning. Some researchers say that in 20 or 30 years, surrogacy will become the main method of reproduction. Environmental conditions are deteriorating, and science must help those who can't use traditional means.